Hey YouTubers, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. Enjoy the video. Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. So this one I've been wanting to do for the last couple of days, ever since episode 125, which blew us all away because it's going to deal a lot with Toppo, but we're going to be revisiting a discussion I had with MJ a long time ago. But this time I'm not joined by MJ, I'm joined by someone brand new to the channel. And before I introduce him, guys, I want everyone to go down to the description section below, hit that link, and go subscribe to this man, BRYUN. Brian, I'm going to call you Brian because I don't want to mess up that name. But man, like seriously, his channel's about a week old. And it's phenomenal. I just accidentally happened upon it, and I'm really impressed with it. I'm really glad I actually got a chance to watch this stuff. I think you guys should go watch it as well. But with that being said, why don't you say hello to everyone listening?
Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for all the nice words, Mark. It means a lot to me, especially that I'm new to the channel, new to YouTube. I think I've been around like 9 days now, so the fact that I just started and now I'm on your channel, which I kind of like got inspired by you and MJ and all the people in this group, it's really weird kind of to like be sitting here on your channel already, but here we are, and I appreciate it.
That's fine, man. That's totally fine. I hope everyone would go out and check it out because there's some real quality stuff there. But with that being said, guys, like I said, this is going to be somewhat of a sequel conversation or a second part of a video that I did with MJ. I'm going to put it in the description section below if you want to go hear the first part about that. But now that we're so far into the Tournament of Power, we know that Dragon Ball Super is ending. We have to revisit a question that I posed a couple of months back, and that is, was Toppo and Jiren's character originally one person? And what I said in the original video was, when we first got a glimpse of Jiren, it ended up being Toppo. You know, the whole guy in black, they ended up changing Jiren for Toppo, and that really subverted our expectations. We weren't expecting it at all. And then we got a glimpse at Jiren. You know, Toppo at the end of the preliminary match with Goku said, you know, you might be able to beat me, but you can't beat Jiren. This guy is so much stronger. We get our glimpse of him. Everyone's freaking out. And then they just haven't done a whole lot with Jiren. I mean, this guy has really strong punches. He has these eye powers where he can deflect beams and all this other stuff, but he doesn't have so much of a personality. And yet at the same time, they're building up Toppo this entire time. You know, he's the guy at the bar. He's recruiting everyone to go to the Tournament of Power. He has this whole sense of justice. He runs the Pride Troopers in Universe 11. And at the point where he's fighting 17 and Frieza, he, at least in my opinion, gives it up. You know, he decides, okay, I'm going to awaken this power that's been dormant in me, but it's something I can do. And for me, man, I don't know about you, but for me, it's something that he can't go back from. Even Jiren and Belmont were sitting there going, oh man, like he really decided to do this. This is serious. He's thinking about this in a really serious way. That's a legitimate character arc. You know, this guy cared so much about one thing, and now it's simply about survival. What are your thoughts? Do you think that these guys were supposed to be one character and got separated along the way from strength and personality? Or do you think that they were always meant to be two different characters? And if they were meant to be two different characters, who do you think is actually the most interesting?
Well, I think when they first introduced the Man in Black, the hidden figure, they for sure did not know exactly what was going to happen with that. It's definitely, to me, seems like they were going to be maybe not the same person, but they just didn't know exactly like who this character even was going to be yet, and they thought it was just going to be one character. And for whatever reason, yeah, they decided to split up into two, maybe to go with one to be a god of destruction and one to be this unstoppable like cheat code hacks kind of guy, which obviously is Jiren. And back on the Toppo becoming a god of destruction thing, I think definitely for him to become a god of destruction, it is like for anyone to become a god of destruction, it has to be some sort of necessity to throw away all your beliefs and get all that out there. Everything you hold dear is gone, because I mean, think about what the role of a god of destruction is. Like, you're going to be going out and destroying planets, and for whatever reason, you can do it for whatever reason you want. Beerus does it just because like the food sucks. So like you have to, you're not necessarily be evil because you're above good and evil. Like Toppo says, he says like good or evil, it means nothing to me now. That's because he's a god of destruction. Yeah, once you become a god of destruction, you can't go back from that. And I don't really know why there has to be two characters of Jiren and Toppo when they're both basically doing the same thing. Like, Toppo's powering up to this. Like, for the whole show, God of Destruction has been a ceiling for the characters. They haven't been able to reach it. They've been trying. There's been, like, points where, like, Beerus is like, oh, whoa, you're going to use that against me? Like, when Goku went Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. So they're getting close, but there's that ceiling there of God of Destruction. And to end the whole show off with Toppo being the final antagonist of God of Destruction tier level, strength and everything, I mean, that seems perfect to me. So Jiren's kind of off on the side just being this incredible strength, like you said, the eye beams, and he can't, like, he can flex his muscles and that's a punch or whatever. And he's kind of off to the side doing all that, and it doesn't really seem to be necessary, at least at this point. We still have a few episodes left, so they could pull something that's, like, crazy cool, but for right now, I can't see it happening.
The one thing I could see, and this is just me in terms of character and would be a justification for separating the characters of Toppo and Jiren, like you said, good explanation, good theory on that, where if Toppo's willing to give away everything, but Jiren is so tied to whatever this wish might be, you know, they've mentioned it in the manga, they've mentioned it in the anime, maybe he's unwilling to give up this particular wish. Now he has an opportunity to find it or actually get it, and that's why he wasn't willing to become a god of destruction. It's not the peace, it's not the justice, it's not anything else like that, because the tournament, you know, the manga tournament portion of it really made it seem like he didn't care whether they lived or died as long as everyone would just go with him. You know, there's nothing more to do here. So that's a really good explanation for that, and maybe that's the way they wanted to promote Jiren's character, is have him be this wish-bound character, kind of like almost everyone we saw from earlier Dragon Ball days, up from basically Pilaf all the way to Frieza, where anyone always cared about the Dragon Balls and getting whatever they wanted most in life, because that's not the thing they're willing to give up, and Jiren is just that particular guy. I could deal with that. Like, I think that would be kind of cool. Or maybe, as I said in my live stream the other day, maybe even giving us a dialogue between him reiterating what he and Goku already talked about. You know, I want something that lies beyond strength. And as I said before, Herms has reiterated that it wasn't anything that lies beyond strength. It's just more strength. And that's why Goku reacted so positively to it, because Jiren seems to be the same type of person that Goku is. And Jiren's just this guy who's kind of what Goku could have become if he didn't find constant excitement in fighting new and interesting people, and even having to go to a literal multi-universal tournament in other timelines to fight people who excite him. Jiren just hasn't done that. He feels obligated or something like that. So he hasn't explored, and now that he's explored, now that he sees that he's not the strongest, or at least people in other universes can challenge him, maybe that changes his mind, and now he starts to be like lighten up for a little bit. But outside of either of those, the only things I could think of, your thought, my thought, that make any sense giving him any type of character development, I have to say that Toppo, in my opinion, has blown me away. There's a lot of character development there. There's a lot of stuff that we can, without really knowing, interpret. That's the meaning that we're supposed to get behind it, and I'm excited to see what they do with him, especially with what you said. It's Toppo being on the God of Destruction level, which we started the entire series on, with Beerus being this person that Goku can't fight. Beerus even lying to him. You know, if you take the whole series in context and power scaling wise, Beerus was kind of lying to him and saying, look, I'm using 70% of my power, which, you know, if you watch the rest of the series, couldn't possibly be true.
Yeah, Goku's definitely gotten way stronger than that. But
exactly. Or that last 30% is a freaking mountain. Like, it's Everest in its own right. But no, but it makes a lot of sense to start and end with a God of Destruction. That doesn't really seem what they're trying to do. But I guess on that same topic, I just want to ask, what are your thoughts? I've done videos on this myself. I think, you know, they might be trying to subvert our expectations. Do you think that Jiren might actually get off sometime soon, and we should have been focusing and worrying about Toppo this entire time?
If Jiren got eliminated, that, like, there was that point in an episode, I think it was 2 episodes ago, episode 124, where Vegeta and Goku were fighting Jiren, and, like, they blow up the arena below him, and he almost gets knocked out, but then he flies back up. Like, imagine if he was actually eliminated there. Like, that would have been the most surprising thing probably in the whole series ever happened. And then they're just, like, thinking, everyone in Universe 7 would be thinking, oh, we got this now. Jiren's out. We just have to, like, get Toppo. And then, right then, Toppo becomes God of Destruction. And then they're all like, oh, wait, maybe this isn't as easy as we thought.
Exactly. I can imagine that would be something That would blow me away. I've said before, Toppo to me just seems more like a stereotypical Dragon Ball villain, something that Toriyama would design and promote as the person to watch out for, the person who's going to take everyone down at the end. Jiren's too muscular. He's too obvious looking, He's intimidating from the very get-go, but Toppo is just kind of this overweight, big mustached, brawly guy.
Yeah, you wouldn't take him seriously if you saw him anywhere.
Exactly, and it just makes sense. And now with this new transformation, it's like I have a hard time thinking or wondering why Jiren is still a thing. And I know a lot of people might be listening to this and thinking, well, we just haven't seen what Jiren's capable of. I would be willing to accept that as an argument if Dragon Ball Super wasn't ending in the next couple episodes. I think that's my biggest gripe with this is Jiren has to pull something off, and he needs decent character development very, very soon, or else I'm going to feel like they made a mistake by using him as the main antagonist of Universe 11 and not using someone like Toppo.
I agree. And then I actually liked what you said earlier. You mentioned how how Jiren might be having his holding on to his wish so dearly that he could never become a god of destruction. That kind of how you said goes back to the beginning of Dragon Ball. That's kind of funny too, because it started out just everyone wanting their wish, and that would be an interesting way to end the show on, where there's a character who just wants his wish so bad, and then funny enough, it could turn out that he just wants a cute boyfriend like Bulma does.
Or panties or something. Something. That would be great. I would actually really love that. But no, I guess the main question here really is, do you think that they just should have had one character instead of both these guys? Would it made more sense if you had someone, whether it was Toppo or Jiren or some kind of mixture of the two, get down, you take out Dispo, you take out all the other Pride Troopers, and this one guy that you've already seen Goku take out, been stealthy this entire time, probably on some level stronger than anyone else fighting besides maybe Vegeta or Frieza, just pull out this God of Destruction technique and actually stand a chance, and we get 17 Frieza, Vegeta, and Goku having to go up against one character instead of these two, which they probably have to, I guess, divide themselves. You got 17 is going to be fighting Toppo, Vegeta's probably going to be fighting Toppo sometime soon based off of certain titles of the episodes, and then Frieza's obviously down for the count right now, and Goku's obviously never going to stop fighting Jiren. Is that, with so few episodes, distracting us, dividing the storytelling, dividing the fight styles that we could be seeing in the Tournament of Power? Or do you think that this was the right call to potentially have these two characters, one with a whole lot of different personalities and one who's incredibly mysterious, tall, dark, handsome, and the silent type? Seriously, do you think that that's a good decision that they made, or would you have liked to see the former?
We'd have to see it all the way through to the end to see what they do, but I think it would just be a better idea to have the one character who, Goku defeats in the preliminaries, but Toppo ends up with this God of Destruction ability, Goku ends up with this Ultra Instinct ability, and those two, duke it out at the end. I mean, that makes sense story-wise, but if they can pull out something surprising, I'm always for the more surprising, the less expected kind of thing to happen, because the one character, what I just mentioned, is fairly expected if that's what was going on, and we'd find out through, the leaks or the spoilers or whatever, that, they're both achieving God of Destruction, Ultra Instinct, then we'd be kind of the same boat where we can still assume how it's going to end. For right now, we assume the ending just being everything wrapping up all nice and well, but we still don't know for sure how it's going to get there. We're still, obviously, we're having a discussion on what's going to happen, so there's still some interest to be held with why is there this, why are these two characters separate? Because it kind of seems obviously they kind of should be the same person. What is Jiren going to pull out? He has to do something crazy, and it can't just be more strength, because he's already shown to have, impossible amount of strength.
I agree. I mean, just to put it into complete perspective, over the last 2 or 3 episodes, I believe 2, you've had Toppo shedding himself of everything that he believes in order to get a massive power-up that puts him at least on an understandable theoretical level of where we actually started this entire series. And now that we're ending the series, it's a little bit more symbolic, a little bit more poetic than it usually we thought just a couple weeks ago. And we saw Jiren just have glowy, strong punches.
Yeah, Jiren just looks over at Toppo. That's all that happened last episode. Toppo powers up, huh? Oh, Toppo, you're doing that?
Yeah, exactly. Like he just has these like my fist glows and I punch you with the power of real punches. I'm just saying, I'm willing to eat my words with Jiren. I really am, and it doesn't even have to be much. It could literally say he's just Goku if Goku gave up on trying to fight people, kind of bringing us all the way back to Dragon Ball, reiterating Master Roshi's words with, you got to lose in this tournament because you have to know that there's someone out there who can beat you. You're never going to be on top. And that's just what happened to Jiren. It reiterates the entirety of Dragon Ball. It would be a great way to end up in the series. Or, like you said, he has to be so focused in grabbing on his wish that he's unwilling to think of anything else. And then, like everyone else in the series, Goku changes that as well. With Hit with the cube, Frieza kind of now with the immortality, Vegeta with the immortality, the Pilaf gang with ruling the world, and Piccolo eventually. Like, there's just so much stuff that Goku changes. I could deal with either of those, but like you said, we're watching it week to week now. There's really no way of knowing, but they're running out of time to give us even those simple explanations,
Yeah, I like the idea that Jiren is just a Goku that lost his naivety and his innocence, and he just cares about strength, but not in a fun way like Goku does. But if that's all they're going on, and then just it ends with like the last episode, like Jiren smiles and like he's like, actually, this is the first time I've had fun in a fight in like 1,000 years or whatever. I mean, that'd be cool, but it'd be a lot of weird build-up just for something like that, especially when those two characters of Toppo and Jiren could have just been the same person.
Exactly. But it could be just because they wanted a God of Destruction in here, and you don't want to have a God of Destruction be like, oh, I just wanted a good fight. Like, there's a lot to go in there. But guys, I want everyone to go down to the description section below, and please make sure to go hit that link. Go subscribe to BRYUN. The guy makes some really awesome content. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions on this particular conversation. Who is your favorite, Jiren or Toppo, and for what reasons? Would you have rather seen them be one character, or do you like the fact that they separated them and now we get to talk about two characters instead of one? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Don't forget to hit that bell over by the subscriber button, and also share this video out to all your friends so they can share their thoughts and opinions as well. It's been real.